University Challenge Time with me, your host, James Baker. Today we have with us from the University of Pessimism, contestant number 1 and contestant number 2. We also have with us from the University of Optimism, contestant number 3 and contestant number 4. Firstly, would our audience members just like to give our panel a round of applause, please? To start proceedings, our first question is, how does new media offer wide consumer choice?
We believe it offers wide consumer choice through things such as hundreds of new digital and satellite TV channels, websites that contain user-created content and hundreds of online newspapers from around the world for people to choose from.
No, actually we disagree with this statement entirely. There is no poor quality of media content, with the dumbing down to attract large audiences with much of the same content on many TV channels and endless repeats. Celebrity culture now replaces hard news reporting simply to ranking views.
Okay, but we can agree that with new age user-created content websites such as YouTube, there is now more content being created for wider audiences.
Okay. Time for question 2, which goes to the University of Pessimism. There is now a lack of regulation of new media. Please provide evidence as to why this is a negative thing.
Well, as we all know, Ofcom regulates media through TV, but with new media such as the internet, this is not the case. People are now more open to undesirable things such as bias, crime, violence and racism, which thrives on the internet virtually unchecked.
Yes, but if we were to regulate such things, we would be restricting freedom of speech and the freedom to express views and opinions, would we not?
I can't agree more, but things like this need to happen to protect people from harm that these undesirable things cause.
So you say we should become a state that regulates its user-created media to the point of restricting people's freedoms?
Okay, time to move on to question 3, which of course goes to the University of Optimism. Can you back up this statement? Social life and social interaction is enhanced.
I sure can, James. The new media offers a very wide range of new channels of communication and interaction. This supplements existing face-to-face interactions. This helps for interaction in cyberspace to become more frequent as things such as class, gender and ethnicity do not play a part and a new identity is created whilst online.
No, not at all. The increase in social media decreases human interaction. People now rely on social media to interact. And spend less quality time with family and friends. People become more wrapped up in the solitary electronic media.
But surely you could argue this is a new way of spending quality time with friends and family through a faster and more flexible way of communication.
No, of course, this is not the case. No social media can relate to the body language, communication and interaction that is shared in real life face-to-face communication.
Okay, time for question 4, I should say. University of Pessimism, why do you feel there is a digital divide?
Not everybody has access to this so-called new media, which of course is not very new at all, but that's beside the point. Many people cannot afford or do not have the infrastructure to support the access of such new media as satellite television or computers, which create national and global inequalities.
I don't really have a very consistent argument against this part, but apart from the people who can't afford access to such new media, as in such a small number, as the digitalisation of television has now allowed more people to have access to satellite television through free view boxes, as well as libraries and colleges having free computers that people can access at any time.
Are you leaving your argument there, Pessimism?
We sure are, James. Please continue.
Thank you, contestant 1. Okay, question 5 goes to the University of Optimism. There is now more media participation. Do you agree with that statement?
Yes, I do agree with this statement. Interactive TV, blogging and citizen journalism, as well as video and photo sharing websites allow people to participate in more production of media content.
This is a good point, but because of this, the world's becoming more westernised.
Well, what makes you say this?
Well, as my fellow contestant stated, they're becoming more westernised due to 72% of the internet and its component parts being in English, and thus reflecting westernised identity's truth.
Okay, just because 72% of the net is in English doesn't necessarily mean that all of these are representing Western countries. Many people today communicate in English and will choose to express their opinions in English. More people should be able to understand what they're saying.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for today. We'll see you next time on this version of University Challenge Time. Thank you very much.